I've been for a haircut and it's a complete disaster. This woman who won't even be on camera right now because I've not got my makeup on. She said, go and get what you normally get it shaved at the sides, but ask them to leave it a little bit longer on the top so you don't look awful when you come back. Because she always says, when I go and have a haircut, I come back looking awful. So I did exactly that. I'll have a number 4 on the back and sides, please. But bear in mind, I've been going to the same barber for like 30 years, so he knows how I have my haircut. This is the first time I've asked for anything different in 20 years, probably. From when I had my hair, I had big floppy undercut centre parting when I was about 14. Then I went in and had it all shaved off, and then the next time I started having my normal haircut. Number 4 at the back and sides, short and choppy on top, please. This time, number 4 on the back and sides, but can you just leave it a little bit longer on top? I still want it messy, just leave it a little bit longer. And because I'm a spectacle wearer, I can't see what's going on when they cut my hair. Because I have the same haircut every time, cut by the same guy every time, it's never been a big deal before. When they hold the mirror up at the back, I'm just conditioned to go, yeah, that looks great, cheers. And then I don't know what my hair looks like until I get home. Today, I got home and this is on my head. I look like I'm 14. I look like I may as well just have one of those big mushroom cuts that every teenage boy in the country has, where they have a 0 on the sides and then just like a woolly hat on top. It is awful. Is this what you wanted, woman? Is this what you wanted? I now need to go for another haircut. But I can't go back to the same guy again and admit that for 30 years I've been lying about being able to see when he holds the mirror up. Because he's just going to say, why don't you A, ask to put your glasses on and have a look, or B, just say don't bother with the mirror, I can't see it. I walked out of there, I paid for this haircut. I need a new barber for the first time in my life, and I don't know what to do. The alternative is to wear a hat until the sides grow long enough where I can go back to him and say, yeah, I'll just have the normal, please. Just no. Number 4 at the back and sides, short and choppy on top. No. He knows the drill. I don't even have to ask for it anymore. No. But I look like such a pillock.
Why?
I look like a businessman. Especially because I've trimmed my beard as well. What I need now is an oversized suit, and I would look like a 1980s yuppie businessman. I need a suit that's 2 sizes too big for me, which is a challenge for me. But I need a suit that's 2 sizes too big for me, and a Filofax that's as big as a briefcase, and a briefcase. And then I can be an 80s yuppie businessman. Yeah, a massive phone. I just feel like a complete moron, and it would be alright if this had happened in February, but in 2 days' time, 1 day's time for you lot, tomorrow for you lot, we've got the Football Manager event in Nottingham, the following week we've got EGX in Birmingham, 2 weeks later we've got Play Expo in Manchester, which by the way, you can win a pair of tickets to on my Twitter. It's the pinned tweet on my Twitter. If you want to come to Play Expo in Manchester, have a look at the pinned tweet. Pinned tweet is right. And you can win tickets. And then 2 weeks after that, we've got London Comic Con. I've got to go through all of my major events of the year. 4 big weekends where I'm going to meet hundreds of people that I've never met before, looking like this.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why do you keep doing a 1-2 step?
I'm going to make videos. I'm really sad. To make matters worse, now that woman who still won't be on camera is mocking me because she's filmed me, and when I finish my rant, why are you doing a 1-2 step? Or what are you talking about, 1-2 step? She's filmed it. I look like I may as well just have one of those big mushroom cuts that every teenage boy in the country has, where they have a 0 on the sides, and then just like a... You can't stand still when you're ranting, it's not reasonable. Is this what you wanted, woman? Is this what you wanted? There you go, I stopped there. I now need to go for another haircut, but I can't go back to the... Don't film me, I don't like being on camera. I hear you're tired.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
You had a good day at school?
Yes.
What did you do?
I church.
You went to the church?
Yeah, at lunchtime at Crips.
I see, so you had Chris at lunchtime?
Yeah.
And some ICT?
Yeah.
And your computers?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Splendid. What did they say about him on computers?
He's very confident at cutting, pasting and formatting.
Wonder where he gets that from.
Yeah.
Can we stand somewhere else so that light isn't, or even just turn the light off? Because otherwise it makes us look very odd. We have decisions to make about that child who's running away, don't we?
Okay, well you could go in toilet.
Oh, why would the outside go dark now
Because
as
there's
well?
a massive cloud again at 3 o'clock.
Rubbish. That board there is ruined. Oh, my hair is just a joke.
I love it.
How do you like this? It's awful.
Nice.
I look like I'm trying to look like a teenager, but I'm clearly an old man. Pack it in. I'm having another haircut tomorrow.
Yeah, you got all hair on your ear.
Oh, you should see the bath.
Oh no, I'm going to give you a white blazer to clean that up with.
It's like the bath's got my previous beard on it. Because I've trimmed the beard as well. Which I like the beard trimmed, but
I do not.
I think I look younger with the hair and beard combo. Do I look younger
You've
today?
got hair everywhere.
I'm a hairy
All
man.
on your forehead,
You
like.
should see the inside of my
somewhere.
ears.
Yeah, it's stuck up there. Oh my gosh.
There you go, have a close up. Just A, as proof that my hairline is not receding, and B, look at all that hair. Hold on, get rid of the forehead wrinkles. There you go.
Who's trying to be young now?
Can't help it if I'm just youthful looking. So, this tiredness thing
Yeah.
is becoming more and more of an issue. He's coming home from school every day absolutely shattered. For years, he's been getting up at like 3, 4 in the morning, but for the last 3 or 4 days now, probably, we've had to wake him up at 7 o'clock to send him to school. And he looks exhausted now, and by, 7:30 in the evening, he looks like he's falling asleep on his chair. And we don't know what to do about his bedtime. Bedtimes is always, up until 4 or 5 years ago, bedtimes was a massive problem. He used to...
Oh, he would never go to
Yeah,
bed.
he wouldn't go to bed in bed. He would have to just stay up until he fell asleep on the sofa, then you'd carry him to bed, wouldn't you?
When I used to live on my own, he would fall asleep next to me on the sofa, and then I would have to pick him up and put him in his bed.
But this could be
But-
at any time
yeah,
of the
but then
evening.
he
This wasn't
would-
a set bedtime,
Oh,
was it? He
no.
would just fall... It was when he just passed out through
Yeah.
tiredness.
And then I'd put him in his bed, and then I'd go to bed, and then he'd end up in my bed every day.
I soon put a stop to that nonsense. The first time I slept over at your flat and he was there in the morning, that ended there. I'm not going to share a bed with a naked small boy.
No.
So we nipped that in the bud straight away. But since then, just getting him in bed.
got better.
Even now, you go up there at 7:30, 7, 7:45. He has a bath. It's a long, drawn-out process of baths, stories, and all that stuff. And then eventually, he settles down at 7:30, and then you have to lie in his bedroom floor for anywhere up to like 45 minutes while he falls asleep. So it's quite it's like a good 2-hour process getting him to bed, or it has been. It hasn't been the last couple of nights because he's just passing out, and we don't know what the best thing to do is. Do we carry on with 8:30? But try and withdraw you from the process and just have it right. If you're that tired, you're 13 now, just go to bed at 8:30 and go to sleep.
Bath issue needs.
Yeah, he still needs to
do
have a
that.
bath, but he could just potentially... last night you were downstairs at 20 to 9, which is unheard of. Normally, one of the main reasons I used to be able to do daily YouTube content was because between 7:45 and 10 o'clock every night, I was just left to my own devices. So I'd go and sit outside and make videos. But we don't know whether we should try and give him a more grown-up bedtime, but keep it at 8:30, or whether he needs to just go to bed a little bit earlier because he's so tired. And if so, what time should he be going to bed? How long should a 13-year-old kid be sleeping for?
He got 11 hours last night.
So I don't know. I'm trying to compare it to the girls. Lucy gets up at like 7, but now, she's 15. She'll go to sleep at like 10:30, 11 o'clock now. She's tired, but she's only getting like adult amounts of sleep, 8.5 hours.
Yeah, but she's at that age where it's cool to stay up late. When I was 15, I was like, oh yeah, I could stay up.
But when I was 15, I would stay up late as well and get up for school. And I guess at the weekends, she'll go to bed at 11 and sleep in till like 10, 11 o'clock. So perhaps a natural amount is 11 hours. Amy goes to bed at like 9, goes to sleep at 9 and sleeps through till about 7 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock. So what's that? 8, 9 hours.
But he doesn't forcibly stay awake. If he's tired, he'll just start shutting down. But it is getting to the point where he can't keep his eyes open.
But because routine's so important, we can't just let him go to sleep at different times every night. We need to decide what his bedtime is. Are we keeping it at 8:30? Are we moving it to 8 or 7:30? If we do that, we're then going to mess up mornings, and nothing's ever simple when you're dealing with a kid with autism.
Well, no, the thing is, before the summer holidays, they were saying, put his bedtime routine later, so he's going to bed later because he wasn't.
Yeah, because he was getting up
sleeping.
at 4 o'clock
Yeah.
every morning, wasn't he?
So he wasn't having a lot, but I think because he's going to school, there's a whole routine set in that. He's obviously
And they're tiring him out. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually getting work done.
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
massive progress. Even when he was going in February, he wasn't doing work, he was just being at school, whereas now he's actually getting work done.
But they're saying he's brainy. He's brainy, but he can't. I don't know. He just can't get it out. He has some internal fight.
It's social and communication issues. It always has been with him. Like in that book, which somebody recommended. I can't remember what it's called. The
I don't know.
The Reason I Jump or something like that. It's called. It's around somewhere. But that book was a real eye opener. And as I don't remember if I've talked about it on the vlog before, but it completely changed my attitude towards communicating with him, because the basic message of that book was, although you might not be able to, although the lad in the book, it was written by a 13-year-old boy, so same age as Andy, 13-year-old boy with autism, and he said although he couldn't speak at all, that he understood everything that was going on around him, was basically sat there the whole time really frustrated that he couldn't communicate the way other people could, and ended up writing this really eloquent, well written book. So I'm kind of coming around to the idea of he probably is a fully functioning normal brain in there, and the issue is communication, and he just can't communicate, and sometimes his urges will overwhelm him, or his sensory issues will overwhelm him, and that's where the flapping and or stimming, that's called officially, isn't it? But when he starts waving his arms around, or when he's making weird noises, it's part of a sensory issue or a coping mechanism for something, and
or he's just excited.
Yeah, but in actual fact, he's a smart kid who knows what's what, and if we can find a way to draw communication out of him, like for this Japanese lad who wrote this book, it was his mum would hold up the alphabet and he'd just spell the words out and write an entire book that way. But if we can find a way to draw some communication out of him.
Oh yeah, you can spell better than I can.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. Bless
But
him.
I don't know what to do about bedtimes. Your feedback, as always, is very welcome. I'm going to go and get another haircut though.
No.
I really don't like it. Really don't like it at all. Thanks for watching, folks. I know I've already said goodbye, but I have a present from one of you, and I never thought a day would come where I thought this was a really cool thing for someone to send me, but I genuinely think it is. Garage door brush pile seal draft excluder. It's come from Matt Quine. Matt, thank you. That's, I mean, what a lovely little, he's thinking about keeping me warm, but not in a pervy way. Thank you, Matt, much appreciated. And I need to, does it just stick on? Nobody knows. And I got Anna a textbook because I'm ever giving, and she's now got a GCSE science textbook.
We've all got these, me and the children.
Not me though, I'm too cool to protect my phone.